Hey y'all, here's what happened during the second week of the Greenhouse game. During her exit interview, Jan gave her 2 remaining seeds to Bryce, the person who helped her during the first auction. The Greenhouse challenge for the week had the remaining 12 players split into 6 pairs for a game of Pictionary. Claire got frustrated with her partner Kip, who claimed to be very good at the game Pictionary, but would not keep guessing. Meredith and Drake quickly went through their guesses and won the first place spot. The 3 best pairs had to choose one member of the pair to go into the Greenhouse. Maddie and Christian came in third and sent in Maddie since Christian already had power. Brandon and Bryce came in second, sending Brandon as their champion. And Drake represented his first place pair with Meredith. At the flower picking ceremony, Drake openly wanted Tulip, and as first place he would definitely get it. Maddie chose Rose as third place, but Brandon stole it from her to only name 1 nominee instead of 2. Maddie, who openly wanted to avoid power last week, was not happy with the prospect of nominating 2 other players for banishment. Emily and John still have their tight bond from the week 1 Cooperate hunt. She tells John and John alone that she won the seed for having the best artwork in the Pictionary competition. When talking about potential nominees, Maddie only really thinks about nominating John, Emily, or Meredith, the people that she hasn't interacted with much. Note that these are also people who participated in the Cooperate hunt, so the 3 either lost time socializing with the others or they've become a visible trio in the game. Mitch asked Claire, Kip, and Brandon whether or not they trusted Christian. They responded positively, so Mitch went over to Christian and told him that they passed his test and that he was a well-trusted player in the game. Claire turned back to Christian as well and said that Mitch was questioning Christian's loyalty because he was asking whether or not everyone else trusted Christian. Kip was in a bit of a pouty mood after the Pictionary competition when Claire was exceedingly disappointed in his performance. Lainey continued to focus on strengthening her one-on-one relationships.
So I do, like when I saw you win, I was like, okay, we're good, it's fine.
Yes.
So I know one of the votes that voted against Emily was Midge. And I'm telling everyone that I have no idea what's going on because like who wants to give up information, you know? And then like Midge is my fighting too. Like I'm going to the end with Midge, whether it kills me or not. Like I have no intention on cutting him. I feel good this round. I don't think I'm at stake. Because I feel really good with Brandon, and also I gave Maddie that banked vote, so she's not that she's in my debt, but like I feel like she's not gonna put me up because I gave her that power last round. So I'm trying to get Drake at the moment to give me the extra banked vote because I don't want to make a decision right now. So yes, that is my update. Thank you for coming to Lainey Time.
Brandon and Maddie were still unsure about who to nominate, and they agreed together to wait until the results of the Seed Immunity Competition. At the Seed Immunity Competition, Claire won 2 seeds and Meredith, once again, won immunity.
And then we had the Seed Immunity Challenge, another art challenge of doing the math equations with the pictures on the chairs. And at first I didn't win that. And I came in second on the immunity side. And did I need immunity this week? I don't know. I just preferred to play it safe and to have immunity as an option because seeds aren't the only thing that you can bargain with. And I kind of like being able to say, oh, I only have 1 seed, there's not much I can do. That to me is a good way of navigating these situations and being able to offer something else like loyalty and votes.
Drake was still intrigued by whatever seed was hidden around the pond during the first hunt task. Even though the seed was already found, he and Emily decided to look around the pond for most of the strategizing time this week.
And then there's a V there, there's a V there, there's a V there.
The 2 even find the tree where the seed was hidden, but no dice. Maddie was on the lookout for 2 people to nominate. John, one of the people she was considering, came up for his pitch and kept it pretty vague.
Yeah.
It's just like, how do we feel about these people? And I think I'm curious now is like, do you think you're gonna start progressing the game, or are you trying, or in that kind of way, or just continue with like,
Whenever Maddie voiced that she was unsure about who to nominate, Kip was frustrated because he felt like the target was obvious, John.
The only thing is, I know people that no one is talking to. I know people that.
Okay, call them out.
I'm surprised that
No one's talking to John. No one's talking to John, except for maybe a few people.
Bryce tossed Kip's name out there as a potential nominee, but Brandon wanted to repay Kip for not nominating Brandon in week 1. Brandon wanted to join Maddie in nominating Emily, John, and Meredith together, but now that Meredith was immune, he had to find a new third option. Bryce and Claire agreed that they wanted to stick with the 4 that Christian had pitched in week 1. When Maddie confirmed with Brandon that she planned to nominate Emily and John, Brandon was out of options, so he went to one of his allies, Mitch, and said that he would nominate Mitch and give Mitch a seed to help him off the block. At the nomination ceremony, Emily, John, and Mitch were the 3 nominees, as planned. When the auction rolled around, Mitch immediately bid 3 seeds on Uproot. John and Emily agreed to pool their seeds so that they could pull one of themselves off the block and then push to get Mitch voted out. Brandon gave Mitch a seed as promised. Lainey gave Mitch her seed and then put a rock in her pot to keep everyone thinking that the rattling was her seed.
Hey, rock. You gotta do this so I can swirl. Yeah, that's smart.
Emily and John agreed that Emily was more likely to survive against Mitch than John was, so they pooled seeds on John. Mitch and John then entered a bidding war, reaching a matched bid at 6. With neither player able to up the bid past 6 seeds, the outcome would be randomly determined. While this auction action was going on, Drake was pushing the narrative that Mitch had to be banished that week. Emily was on a mission to find out who was supplying Mitch with seeds. When she asked Kip if he knew what was going on, it didn't go over well.
But you just started a conversation about an alliance and didn't actually offer me any assistance. You're just like, we have an alliance. I just asked you to. What are you talking about? I was like, what alliance are you talking about? And you're like, we have one. And then there's the floaters.
At the end of the auction, Mitch won the tiebreaker and purchased Uproot for 6 seeds. John received his 6 seeds back. In preparation for the banishment, Drake wanted to block Christian and Meredith from voting, and he said that he wanted to see Emily go home because the cast already gave Emily a second chance in the first round banishment.
So
I was going to keep John just because Emily's already had a second chance, and John voted to give her that second chance. So if I was in John's position, I would want that same liberty.
it was only after implying that she had power over me that she even considered the thought of keeping me safe. I don't know why.
So who are you blocking?
I am going to be blocking Meredith's vote and Christian's vote.
All right, noted. Thank you.
Thank you.
John and Emily agreed to avoid campaigning against each other because they had formed such a solid friendship. Kip was still pissed from his fight with Emily, and he was pushing for Emily to go. Mitch had been working on John as an ally for a while now, and Mitch wanted to see Emily go in week 1, so the two agreed to push for Emily's elimination.
I'm sorry.
And at the banishment ceremony, it was Emily who was sent home by a unanimous vote. 11 remain. Who will win? The story continues next time on The Greenhouse.